are going to talk about simple random sampling. Whether you are a student just starting to learn about this, or maybe you are in a college and curious about research method, or even if you are really interested in statistics, this video is for you. First, let's talk about simple random sampling for primary level student. Have you ever had to pick something randomly? Think about a time when you had to choose something without knowing what you would get. Maybe picking a colorful ball from a box. Did you ever do that? Whether you said yes or no, let's dive into how we can make fair choices using something called simple random sampling. Imagine you have a big box filled with balls of different colors. We want to pick one ball, but we want to make sure it's fair. How do we do it? First, we mix up all the balls in the box. And then we close our eyes so we can't see the balls. And then we reach into the box and pick one ball without looking. Because we mix the balls and pick with our eyes closed, it's fair. Every ball had the same opportunity to be chosen. Let's try it yourself. You will put all the classmates' names in a hat, mix them up and pick one name with closed eyes. The selected person will be the class monitor. Now, according to you, what is simple random sampling? It is a way of picking things that is fair for everyone. And why this sampling is important? Because it helps us to make fair decisions. Next, let's talk about simple random sampling for undergraduate who are new to statistics, that is, who doesn't know statistics. Before we dive deeper into simple random sampling, let's understand what is sampling. Sampling is the process of selecting a subset of individuals or items from a large group. For example, imagine you want to conduct a survey to understand the opinions of all the undergraduates from 2020 batch about the facilities about your university. Do you think it's practical to go to every single student and ask for their opinions? It would be quite challenging, right? But what if there is a method that allows us to select a representative group from this large batch? This method is called simple random sampling. It's effective because all the undergraduates are a similar group. How do we do it? Suppose you have a list of 1000 undergraduates. First, number all the undergraduates and write each person's number on a slip. Let's say you start to pick in slips. First you get 56 and next 108 and next 995 and next 2 and next 774. Similarly, you should continue this process until you collect slips from 200 people from this list of undergraduates. Now, according to you, what is simple random sampling? It is a way of picking items or people from a group of similar individuals so that everyone has the same chance of being chosen. Why this sampling is important? To make fair decisions and ensure that everyone or everything in the group has a fair chance of being chosen. Next, let's talk about simple random sampling for undergraduate who knows statistics. Before we dive into simple random sampling, let's quickly review some statistical terms. If you are familiar with statistics, you know that population, sample, sampling and random number table. But I will explain this briefly. Population, a collection of elements about which we wish to make inferences. For example, if you are interested in opinions of all students at the university, then all the students at the university are your population. Sample is a part of the population of interest, and sampling is selection of part of a population of interest to represent the whole population. How to draw a random sample? Using random number table. Have you ever heard of a random number table? A random number table is a tool we can use to help select random sample. It contains rows and columns of random digits. You can see in this picture how the random number table looks like. Next, I will explain types of sampling. There are two types of sampling, random sampling and non-random sampling. Random sampling is called probability sampling, non-random sampling is called non-probability sampling. Random sampling is each population element has the known and non-zero chance of being chosen for the sample. There are 4 techniques: simple random sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling, and systematic sampling. Non-random sampling is each population element has an unknown chance of being chosen for the sample. There also has 4 techniques: quarter sampling, snowball sampling, convenience sampling, and judgment sampling. But here we only talk about simple random sampling. Let's dive into the simple random sampling. There are 2 ways to draw a simple random sample: with replacement or without replacement. As a statistical student, you are likely to heard about these methods. In simple random sampling with replacement, same unit may be included more than once in the sample. Let's suppose we have individuals labels as A, B and C. We want to select 2 individuals. First attempt we can select A, B or C. In the second selection, we can also select A, B or C again. But in simple random sampling without replacement, all units in the sample are distinct. Continuing with individuals A, B and C, if you select A first, then your second selection can only be B or C. If you select B first, then your second selection can be only A or C. Similarly, if you select C first, your second selection can only be A or B. In simple random sampling, the most preferred method is without replacement because it ensures the sample does not contain duplicates. Imagine we are working in a university library with a collection of 20,000 books. We want to review 500 books to access the overall condition of the collection. What is population? A collection of 20,000 books in the university library. What is sample? 500 books of the university library. In here, simple random sampling is effective because all the 20,000 books are in the same library. Here, first we assign a unique number to each book in the library from 1 to 20,000. Next, we close our eyes and randomly point to a spot of the chart. Suppose this red circle number is our arbitrary point that was selected. Next, starting from this point, read the numbers top to bottom or left to right without replacement. Let's get left to right. Next, select the unit where in these random numbers. Continue until 500 units are obtained. In this case, random numbers less than 20,000 or 20,000 are accepted and others are rejected. From using this random number table, it ensures every book has equal chance of selection. Now, according to you, what is simple random sampling? A sample of size simple n is drawn from a population of size capital N, such that every possible sample unit has the same chance of being selected. That is, all individual element in the population has same chance of being selected into the sample. And why this sampling is important? It is a powerful tool to obtain unbiased and reliable sample from population and the foundation of many research studies. Today we explore the concept of simple random sampling for different group levels. If you are primary level student, simple random sampling is a way of picking things that is fair for everyone. If you are undergraduate who doesn't know statistics, simple random sampling is a way of picking items or people from a group of similar individuals so that everyone has the same chance of being chosen. If you are undergraduate who knows statistics, simple random sampling is a sample of size simple n is drawn from a population of size capital N, such that every possible sample unit has the same chance of being selected. That is, all individuals in the population has the same chance of being selected into the sample. I hope this video helps to clarify the important concepts for you. Thank you for your watching and happy learning.